Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. And today I thought we could do a lovely reading on aligning with your purpose. This is one of the recommended ones that you guys left me, so thank you so much. And I'm so excited to do this one, and let's get to it. So we have 3 piles here: pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Of course, I'll put your picture up, but in case you can't see the writing, the first pile is the unknown and also resourcefulness. And the plant is huckleberry. And then the second one is pilgrimage and magic, and the plant is lady's mantle. And the third one is synastry and courage, and the plant is borage. So, or borage, I'm not really sure how you say it, but so those are your 3 piles. I will put the picture up, and I will see you at the one you pick. All right, pile number 1, what can you do to be in alignment with your life's purpose at this time? So this pile, I can totally see why you guys are interested in this question, because this pile to me actually has the energy of the trapeze card in the Osho Zen Tarot deck. I don't still have that deck, but it was the first deck that I ever had, and it was gifted to me, and it holds a special place in my heart. But I only ever think of that card, really. Oh, the miser one sticks out to me too. But anyways, this pile has the energy of that trapeze card, where if you've ever done trapeze, you have a hold of the bar, and then there's a moment where you let go of the bar and you're just completely airborne before the catcher catches you. And it's all about timing, and it feels like that moment between moments. Do you know what I mean? Like you've completely exhaled, and it's that brief moment before you start inhaling again. It's resetting your phone or something, you know, or hitting the restart button. And it just feels like you're in that space where you know that you're headed towards this tower moment, and this is the major arcana card of the spread, and it's pulling a lot of weight sitting right here in the middle. So either you know it's coming, or you're in this moment now, or it's just ahead, this tower moment where you're headed towards a bit of upheaval. And for a lot of you guys, this has to do with your home, and maybe a home of origin. We have the Queen of Pentacles here, who's often a wife and a mother. The Queen of Pentacles is the nurturer. She is the sustainer. She sustains things. There's also the feeling here of like springtime and thunderstorms. And I'm hearing like April showers bring May flowers. So I feel like there's kind of a promise here, and now I'm seeing a rainbow. And the rainbow is a symbol of a promise, you know, that you're going to go through a hard time, but everything's going to kind of restart again. So I feel like this is a big ending point. This pile also has the feel of that Gandanta energy that I keep talking about on the channel, that we've been seeing for a couple of months now. And you're probably sick of hearing me explain it, but for those of you who don't know, Gandanta point is the last 2 degrees in any one of the water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And ooh, this is important. So that place is actually where the lunar zodiac and the solar zodiac line up. So for a lot of you guys, this tower moment that you are approaching here it's a tower moment and you're feeling very, very scared, right? You have this unknown energy where you're in the void. This to me is the energy of that high priestess, the unknowable, the unknown, the void. But your inner self, your lunar self, and your solar self, your external self, they are coming into greater alignment. And for some of you guys, this actually means moving away from a place that you've always been. Some of you guys are needing to sell a house or something, and it could be quite sudden because, you know, with the Queen of Pentacles here, like I was saying, she's the nurturer. So this could be a parent. So, some of you guys, maybe you've recently lost a parent, and I'm not trying to scare you. I actually feel like you know about this, pile number 1, because I feel like the point of where you're at with your own alignment in your soul's journey right now is the space of the unknown, where you're feeling a little dangling, like the universe has just kind of left you out there dangling. But we also have this huckleberry energy of resourcefulness, and huckleberry has resisted all attempts to be domesticated by us. It can grow anywhere. It grows on gravel roads, cliff sides. It survived the eruption of Mount St. Helens. It's a very resourceful, very determined plant. And I feel like that's the energy that you're being asked to embrace right now. Even as hard as it is, we all go through these moments in our lives where it's impossible to know how things are going to go. But I'm telling you, the cards are saying that while there's a tower moment, and I will never gloss over a tower moment is a tower moment. It has this feeling of April showers bring May flowers, you know, and that Gandanta energy, it's nothing to play around with. You know, like I said, some of you guys might have just lost a parent. That's a big deal, and your life is never going to be the same, and there's going to be a lot of emotional outpouring. But I do feel here that we are releasing what is potentially destructive to prepare for some kind of new life here. You have Mars and the Sun, the two fire planets, the two masculine planets, and I am like, you know, a controlled burn or something. Maybe it doesn't feel so controlled, but it does feel like you're getting the rug yanked out from under you, like your safe place has been disrupted. But I feel like, you know, so here we have, you know, what do you need to lean into or embrace in order to better align with this? With the Four of Wands, this is actually, it can be a card of reconciliation and homecoming, but it can also be associated with like moving house or home renovations or things like that. Coming out with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like it could involve like an actual home. Here it is. The reason is it's telling you you're going to be in a very creative energy. This to me kind of has the energy of spring, those like little shoots, Aries energy, you know, the little shoots kind of coming up. So whatever this is, I feel like you're moving into this string. It is, I'm trying not to like gloss over the fact that this is a huge tower moment. But I feel like it's headed towards you embodying, this card to me is the High Priestess and the Emperor kind of roll into one. We already talked about the High Priestess energy you hear, trusting that, right? The Emperor is Aries energy. You've got a lot of Aries energy coming through. So talking about that Gandanta point, that's Revati into Ashwini. I feel like you're headed into a moment where you're going to have a lot of downloads, a lot of inspiration, a lot of ideas. You're going to have some kind of new start, and you're going to get a little bit impatient to have this. A lot of you guys are going to be having a lot of creative ideas. Yeah. So the energy to move into in order to better align with your life's purpose is this Sagittarius energy. There is kind of a breaking away from a family or a home environment here in one way or another. And it can involve a feeling like a harsh ending. It can involve a feeling of maybe abandonment or betrayal. It can involve maybe people being arrogant towards you. But with the Page of Cups here is really telling me it's trusting. And it's trusting that catcher is going to catch your hands. It's trusting that when you empty your lungs fully that you can inhale again. It's that kind of a trust where it is a scary, like death-like moment, but it is going to restart and regenerate because it's trying to get you on some kind of a new path here. So this to me is the energy of Critica, which isn't, you have a lot of abandonment energy here. And with the Tower coming out next to the Queen of Pentacles, that's what makes me think that a lot of you guys could be losing a family or some kind of sense of security. But I also feel like you yourself are going to be in this Queen of Pentacles energy. So you are going to be, even though you're starting over, there is going to be a sense of April showers bring May flowers. You are going to feel like this energy stabilizes out for you. This is interesting because, Critica has the energy to purify, and it purifies through burning, and there's so much fire energy here. So this is a big purification of your life in some way. And for some of you, this is leading you to some kind of prominence, because the way that you were doing things, it's just not working anymore. And so there is some kind of a grief here. And I feel like this is also getting you in contact with your intuition. That's also coming out again with this unknown card, with the High Priestess energy and this resourcefulness. The answers are going to come from within. Because Shravana is the energy of listening to the scriptures. Look at this, like internal healing energy in order to bring something out into fruition in the world. But you are going through this big Wheel of Fortune moment. Yeah, in order to become the Empress. So I feel like a lot of you guys came to this reading because you're facing some scary energy, whatever this is. And I want you to know that there's a lot of, yes, there's the energy of sudden loss. There's the energy of sadness. There's the energy of possible abandonment or betrayal. Whatever this is for you, that energy is there. It's going to be difficult, no doubt. We all go through these moments in our lives. But your next steps with the Ace of Wands, I feel like you're going to start, there's new growth, there's like a lot of potential happening through whatever this is. You are starting a different leg of your life's journey right now. A big chapter of your life is coming to a close, and it's just asking you to trust yourself into the unknown and lean into this more resourcefulness energy, because that's what this ultimately is all about here with the Water card. This is staying calm, staying firm when you don't know what's going to happen. Because this High Priestess Emperor energy, it's always such a powerful energy to me, that 1-2 punch of both of those energies, because the Emperor is the master of the physical world, while the High Priestess is a hyper manifesting kind of energy. She trusts her intuition. She has a lot of inner knowledge. And then you couple that with the ability to take action in the world, and it's just such a potent energy. A lot of you guys, like I said, this is a strongly intuitive time right now. It's just the calm, like it is just that, when the snow falls and the little seeds are all buried under the snow, in their seeming state in that void state. And then the time will come for the action to come. That's all this new growth energy. And you need to use your intuition to know when the time is to grow. And so I feel like that's what this is. Also, we have this trickster energy, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Life is throwing you a bit of a curveball here in whatever way this is. And it's going to feel like this tower moment. It's going to feel like this destructive energy. It's going to feel like things with this volcano here. I feel like it feels like things have been building for a while. And we typically nowadays, we know when volcanoes are going to erupt. And I feel like you know when this is going to happen. There's a lot of energy of overcoming the lower self and moving up into those higher energies. Again, just trusting yourself, trusting your skills and ability, your resourcefulness, that kind of a thing. So the energy to move away from is this earth energy and thief. Stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. Because this moment is so intense and it feels like your foundation is getting shattered in a lot of ways, and then you're going to start over anew with these smaller energies, the Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands. I just get a lot of trusting energy. A lot of this is new growth. For some of you guys, this is leading you to having a family of your own. It's telling you need to move away from your home environment or something like that to have a family of your own. But this is a deep calling and a spiritual awakening. For some of you guys, this tower moment is a spiritual awakening. That's what this is. It's realizing that the same old isn't working for you, staying in your place, in your comfort zone in whatever way this is. Keep in mind, this is a life purpose reading. This is a very large reading. We're starting to roll out vaccines now for the coronavirus. So I'm comfortable delivering this message because obviously if it's not safe for you to travel, if the coronavirus is still rampant, then that's moving away and things like that. It's not going to fall into place. So timing is important. You keep having that energy here too, where timing is important. And I'm just saying that because I did a soulmate reading, which your soulmate can happen anytime now, 50 years from now. And somebody really hounded me because there was some travel involved. But obviously that's not going to happen until it can happen, right? So yeah, what you're moving away from though is tightening up. I'm getting that quote that's like, and then the fear of remaining tight in that bud was scarier than the impulse it took to bloom. This is basically like, you know, daylilies, how they'll like close up at night and then in the morning they open back up again. It's like you're in that space where you're trying to figure out when you can reopen again. You might have to close up into your bud in order to conserve your energy during this tower moment. You might have to move away from some people, some family members who have been toxic, or you might have family members move away from you. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, this does have to do with a home environment, your hometown even, or some kind of energy like that where it's going to be massively disruptive, but you're going to be starting over anew here in something. And it's a hugely spiritual and creative new endeavor. And I feel like it's putting you in line to achieve some kind of life purpose. For some of you guys, this is going to with this Critica energy. Critica is the orphan. And also, you have Jesha energy, which again, it's abandonment. And it also deals with positions of prominence as well. So prominence is a theme here. So some of you guys might be afraid of losing that, and maybe you will, but if you do, it's for a time, and then you will rebuild it on your own or something like that. But it's just telling you to trust your skill set. Trickster here is a very Gemini energy to me, dealing with hands, dealing with skills and things like that. You're very resourceful, I feel like. So the energy to move away from is not tightening up in that bud, at least not staying there. I actually feel like some of you could be in this energy right now, but it's telling you to start listening to that inner calling, that inner knowing of when you can expand out. And then this Thief card sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. You don't have to take anything here. There's nothing to be done except for to trust in the wisdom of the universe and that the things that are going on here are meant for you. Mars energy is an Exodus energy to me always. And then Sagittarius energy always carries with it a non-attachment. A non-attachment that's birthed through wisdom, through culture, through life experience. So it feels to me like you've built yourself up here in some way, and then all of a sudden you need to leave this behind and start over, it's just terrifying. I hope that I'm not being condescending about how terrifying this is, because it totally is, you know? And for some of you guys, it means losing some kind of prestige or power, but you are closing out a new cycle in order to start a new one. This is beautiful. And you're going to be protected while doing it. Look, we've got 3 aces out on the table now. And you're making decisions from a place of wisdom. And you're taking care of the things that need to happen. I feel like a lot of you guys, you're just being asked to, like, you know, breathe and drink water and tend yourself while you're in this void space. I really feel like things are going to start turning around for you in the springtime. And you're going to start knowing what your direction is. And just be gentle and be kind with yourself until then. So let's get a card that will tell us more. You know, what comes after the Tower is the Star card. So hopes, dreams, longer term goals. I feel like whatever this is, it's got you thinking about your path forward and what your long-term goals are. And the fact that you might have to break. This is, you know, I posted on the community board. I've been talking about this on Patreon, but that Saturn-Uranus squaring energy that's going to define this year, this older energy of that things can't go on the way that they have been, moving into the newer energy of Uranus, what new inventive ways. And you have a lot of new creative, inventive, sudden energies that are trying to come into your life. All of this on the back of the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction that we had in December, which one of the meanings of the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction is the old ways no longer work. In the old cycle of Jupiter-Saturn, those ways that worked in the previous cycle are no longer going to work as well as we move into the new cycle. So that's just what it feels like. It feels like you guys are a part of this big transition moment that we're having. And it's just asking you to stay calm, stay rooted, definitely tend to some of your spiritual practices, and, you know, definitely keep up on a meditation practice, especially one that involves your body in whatever way. So maybe yoga, tai chi, something like that involves physical movement, because it's going to get you in touch with this intuition, because I'm sensing that there's going to be a moment where you know it's time to take action. I really feel like it's going to be in March, definitely towards the end of March. We have strong Mars energies coming through that are going to help us start to take action on our new, the new ways that we want to go after we've learned some hard lessons about what's no longer going to work for us. Some of you guys, this is like remodeling to flip a home or something like that. Devotion to the small. This looks like downward dog to me. Okay. She bows. She honors growth. She sees that within the smallest flower there is the teaching of earth, the gospel of Gaia, the mystery of life demonstrated. She realizes that she too is of nature, subject to the mysteries of growth and life, that in honoring nature and taking pleasure in life, she opens her heart to allow great creation to happen through her. This is the feminine wisdom, alive in men and women with open hearts. That open heart energy, look how closed this is, and this is the energy that you're leaning away from. There is an innate wisdom within you that understands this devotion to Earth Mother as an important step in fulfilling your spiritual destiny on this planet. She is speaking to you now, letting you know that there is small change happening, something that is growing within you that you may recognize but not think so important. Yet she tells you now that it's very significant. Soon you will see what you thought was a seed to yield a single flower that is actually blossoming into a lush garden of manifestation. Gratitude and love for the small changes happening are leading you into fullness that you can only dream of. Enjoy. The message of this oracle for you is that your blossoming is occurring now, and the Earth Mother has gratitude for your presence within her being, for the work that you are doing to help other human beings. She asks for you to surrender any concern you have to her, to let her creative power continue to gently guide you in your rightful place in the world, that you may shine as you were born to. In service to the evolution of this planet, she is helping you now. Trust her. And then the poem is, a flower is a poem that tells you the truth of a thought, in the fragrance of a dream, as fleeting as a heartbeat, as lasting as a memory. So there is something very small inside of you that is growing, right? The High Priestess is a gestation energy, and I feel like it is going to grow into something. And, you know, I just keep getting like controlled burns, the springtime, the thunder, you know, April showers bringing me flowers. You're going to go through a really destructive time. We're all adults on this channel, and I feel like we know that sometimes you go through tough times as an adult. Sometimes you go through loss. Sometimes you go through abandonment. Sometimes you go through betrayal. It's a part of life. And so I feel like you guys definitely know this. You seem very highly developed. You're ready to take the next step in your spiritual journey with Sagittarius, also here with this water card. You guys are you're devoting yourself to spirit. You're being asked to redevote yourself to spirit here in this time. You have spirit talking directly to you, and it's talking to you a lot through your body, so pay attention to that as well. You're growing into your higher self, and a lot of the ways that you guys can do this is by watching your daily habits and not allowing inner fears that are trying to bully you and things come out, trusting the space where you are, trusting that you can handle whatever comes your way, that kind of thing. And if you tend to your meditation practice, it really is going to help you stay abreast of these cycles that are starting to birth within you. And I'm telling you, there's something about March here, and Aries season in general, and engaging your own Mars. That's pretty big. I feel like there's some anxiety here, even though, and some of you guys are dealing with institutions with the Hierophant. You're dealing with, you know, religious, you know, I hate to say this, but some of you guys, this is like planning a funeral or something, and you're dealing with that, with like a bureaucracy or something like that. It doesn't have to be that. That's what I'm seeing very clearly, but, my gosh, I don't know why I want to say this, but for some of you guys, it might be a helpful exercise, because you're going through a metaphorical death, that like to write the obituary for your former self, you know, the person that you are no longer going to be. That way you're able to do something different. I feel like a lot of you guys, you're going to completely change directions. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 1. What you can do to best stay in alignment with your life purpose right now is to trust, to be in the space between spaces, to nurture your more high priestess spiritual practices where you're staying in that meditation space, where you're resting in the unknown. Eckhart Tolle has a lot of information on being in that unknown state, like his interviews with Oprah, they talk about that a lot. And then remaining devoted to the small. And I feel like your meditation practice will really help you stay in sync with that. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 1. If that resonated, take care of yourself. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys. I just want to say one more thing, because I feel like this energy always makes people feel very uncomfortable. And I am a critic of sun, and I've just dealt with a lot of these kinds of themes of being alone, feeling like the rug gets pulled out from under you and then all of a sudden you're alone. But I also have an Aries North Node. I feel like those more difficult lessons, and this is, you know, people with even heavy Libra in their chart, they find themselves meeting a lot of untrustworthy people, you know, narcissists and things like that. A lot of these lessons come in when your soul is ready to learn how to rely on itself with that resourcefulness. So you guys might have a fire North Node. You might have an Aries North Node. You could have a Kritika North Node, a Jesha North Node, a Swati North Node. These are all places in the zodiac where you're learning self-reliance. And so it's not a punishment, is what I want to say. It's like everything's kind of unfolding in divine timing. You have other people's soul journeys in their lives. Like if this is losing a parent, you know, that's their soul journey. That's what they decided. But then it's lining up perfectly with your soul journey in order to allow you to learn this lesson, you know? So I just wanted to say that, because I do feel like you're also going to meet your soul family here as well. All right. Anyways, bye guys. Okay, pile number 2, what can you do now in order to more align with your life's purpose? This one, in a word, it's surrender. It's surrender. Look at all of this juicy manifestation energy. There's a lot about manifesting, and I feel like we're seeing a lot of these energies of this Saturn-Uranus conjunction coming up in this reading, and why wouldn't we? This is going to be the defining planetary energy of 2021, and so for you guys, you are just learning to surrender this very traditional energy. I feel like you are very intuitive. This pile's very intuitive, and you're also very altruistic. and you're actually being asked to step into a more leadership role. Leo to me is like the sign of, it's the ultimate sign of manifestation. All of the fire signs really get at it. Actually, I was just going to say, so do the water signs, and then the air signs, and also the earth signs. So that's where we're at. But definitely Leo is, you know, self-expression, and it's our own creativity. And Leo is us separating ourselves out from the crowd. It's okay for you to distinguish yourself from the crowd. I feel like a lot of times you guys like to make the sacrifice. You like to martyr yourselves in some way for other people. But I keep hearing that song, Do You Believe in Magic, with this lady's mantle magic kind of a card here, and this pilgrimage card. This to me, it says trust your own journey, and trust that it's leading you exactly where you want to go, and that the divine is actually speaking to you. This energy for you to lean into, you have this artist energy, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. I'm just hearing things like, how can you be an inspiration if you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing? That's the trick too, is like, right, Leo stands out. Leo's connected with its own mission. That's what each one of us is actually tasked with. We can gain inspiration from other sources, but at the end of the day, we have to connect with our own selves, our own creativity, our own South Node, where we're plugged into spirit in our own unique ways. So I feel like a lot of you guys are tempted to play it safe, to go along to get along, and so your head and your heart are at two different places. Leo is straight heart energy. It rules the heart chakra, and it's just lion heart, right? And that courageous lion heart, because a lot of you guys are being asked literally to bring some divine messages into the world that are independent, that are unique, that are independent. So basically, you're just being asked to surrender. Some of you guys might have like lost some money or something, or you need to spend money in order to get some education here with the Magician. In order to develop a skill, and maybe that's what's causing you some kind of pain or something, because it's like whatever you're drawn to do is weird and it's out there and it's unique. But there's a lot of sorrowful energy here as well too, because this is the Magician card, and I always get, you know, it's Mercury, but I definitely with Gemini energy, because it's right next to an air card here, Gemini energy is incredibly sorrowful, and that's something that people do not acknowledge about Geminis. It's a very sorrowful energy. There is a feeling of loss here. I think some of you guys are afraid of loss, or you're afraid of losing money. It's almost this like, what will become of me if I don't play by the rules kind of an energy. But I'm telling you, your life mission here, you're born to be a leader. You're born to stand out. Some of you guys, it's asking you to like toughen up and thicken your skin. And I don't know why I'm about to say this to you. I was just watching this thing about flamingos. I feel like the flamingo could be like your totem, because there's this one really toxic lake. It starts with an R. No, it starts with an N. I don't remember what it was, but like nothing can live there. But flamingos are all about it, because they have really thick, tough skin, and they filter out toxins. Pisces is often associated with toxins. And so I feel like you guys might be purging some kind of toxins, and the toxins are other people's opinions, other people's, I feel like you feel abandoned, or you feel orphaned, you feel left out, you feel isolated in some way, and you guys are working it out, how to accentuate the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. But in order to do that, you have to embrace this independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering your fear of surviving. There's something here where you're like, I'm called to be an independent, I'm called to be creative, I'm called to be weird, I'm called to be different. I know that there's something really specific and strange that I'm supposed to be doing here, but I'm also scared that I'm not going to be able to feed myself if I do it, right? So this pilgrimage card, it says like trusting in your own journey. I'm really fond of saying that if you're east of the river, you've got to walk west to get there. And if you're west of the river, you've got to walk east to get there. You guys this is an energy that is so thrilled to give everybody else the spotlight, to go along to get along. But I feel like you are being asked to be the keeper of justice here, because it's too much. It's too much. It's been taking from you too much. And so here you are actually being asked to rebel and to challenge these systems, because these systems have actually caused you pain in the past, doing the same thing. Also, some of you are just bored. Like you're doing this, you don't want to do that. There's something about doing the same thing, whether it's the same thing you've always done or the same thing that everyone else is doing. You're called to do something different with your hands and, with your mind. A lot of you guys are being initiated. I want to say self-initiated into something here, but it's through this struggle. This is a highly creative energy. So whatever field this is, because it's looking like it could be in front of a camera with so much Pisces energy here. It could be travel. It could be some kind of skill, healing ability. It could be any number of things. It literally could be drama, acting, getting yourself out there. But there's something here about breaking a mold, and I feel like you're just really disinclined to do that, but that's exactly why that's your path forward with the Pilgrim card here. And there's also something about feminine energy, this lady's mantle, it's ground cover, it's beautiful. It's also very healing. So I feel like you stepping up and being different is actually very healing to people to see. So yeah, your next steps, this is the King of Swords, making a head over heart decision and cutting certain things out of your life, being very cold. I feel like you guys, Pisces is a very sweetie energy. This is the energy of Revati. That's like the sweetest, most caring, most loving, most responsible, most humanitarian energy in the whole zodiac. And I feel like you guys are asked to turn off your emotions, your receptivity, because I feel like you allowed too many people to get to you. You're supposed to be this lion. I keep hearing that song, You're a King and I'm your lion heart. So you're a king and you need your lion heart. That's what it's saying. So the energy to move away from, this is very interesting, Aries, and then child magical. Pessimism, depression, disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and actions are not required for growth. Aries is a very impulsive energy because I feel like your impulses might lead you astray in this. Leo is fixed fire, right? It's here, baby. It's here to stay. Create your fixed fire and the right people will come. If you build it, they will come. What's that movie with Kevin Costner in the cornfield? Yeah, that one. There's a magic that's surrounding you. I'm saying that it's a magic, but it's more of a gravity. If you stand in your power, if you start your bonfire, people are just going to want to be around it because you are expressing a strong creative energy. When somebody, Claire Nakti says this, my girl, you guys know that I like to give credit where credit is due. That's why I mention these people. Also so that you can go to her channel or you can look up these people for yourselves. I just think that's karmically responsible. But anyways, there's a certain, when she talks about what she does and she's connected to her own south node, and there's just an energy about that draws people in because you can tell that it's creative. You sense the spirit in it. It's not repeating anything. It's not reading from a script or a texture, right? With this Knight of Pentacles energy, trying to repeat something that somebody else has already done. There's something fresh, new, and innovative, and it's trying to come through you. And it's coming through because you see the world differently. And also you're smart with the Magician. There's both of these. This is a dual energy that's coming through here as well. And I feel like perhaps now isn't the time for action. This is about rebuilding your self-esteem. This is about also embracing being a human. You're a very humanistic leader. Cancer is actually a strong leadership sign. I say this all the time, but I truly believe this. You also have the 4 of the Emperor here. But Cancer is also considered the human gate, like where the humans enter, whereas Capricorn is considered the gate of the gods. So I feel like there's something just incredibly human about you. You're building your tough skin so that you have all this juicy, gooey, soft, receptive, honest to God intuitive. Honest to God intuitive. So this pile is so freaking intuitive. So strong. You might not even realize it because you have too many voices. So that's what Spirit is wanting you to do in order to align more with your life purpose, because this is a messenger pile. I don't know what message you have to bring. It could be, wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. It could be anything. Anything is spiritual, but you have a divine message to give to people. And it's somewhat counterculture in a way, or you're supposed to affect a field here, materialism here. And it's okay because part of you as well, like you're very giving and you like to give of yourself, right? And you feel like you don't fit in. This pile has a strong energy of just feeling like, where are my people? I don't fit in. I constantly feel misunderstood. You might over-explain yourself. It's really just telling you to pull back into your shell so that this energy still has a place. This energy needs a home. You're like a little hermit crab and you have to go find like a little home for yourself so that all of your mushy parts have a place to be safe. Because you're not supposed to get rid of the mushies. You're supposed to keep it and then carry it into this world in your shell. Yeah. That's what this is. And it's telling you, do not fall into despair. Do not fall into hopelessness. Just surrender and allow. Follow your own intuition, because you're creating your own journey. This is like not a group where you're going to go down a path that everybody else has gone down. You probably have had a sense about you that whatever it is that you're meant to do in this world is weird. You know? So trust that magic. And then with the Rebel card, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. You guys look like initiates to me in some way. So, and I talk a lot about this. It's common knowledge, I feel like, in our day and age, that there's like on the surface doctrine of most spiritual traditions, but then there's also like the more occultist doctrine where, and it requires you looking at the scripture in a different way. It requires a knowledge and a skill set of symbols and things like that. And I feel like there's a way that you look at the world that's different, new, and innovative. And you're supposed to be a leader of teaching that to people for your life purpose. So what you can do now in order to more align with that is start pulling back from the world. Stop listening to so many voices. It's okay. Build up a harder shell, an outer skin. Meditate on the flamingo. Look up the most toxic lake in the world. And then you're going to probably get a video about flamingos. And that will make everything I've said here make a lot more sense. But like, be the flamingo that can live in a toxic environment, because yeah, that's a big thing. So let's get a little thing we can read. Wow. One thing that I want to make abundantly clear is you are not, capital N, capital O, capital T, not to negotiate the power of your spirit. You guys have a spirit, man. You have a spirit. And, you know, maybe if you got to be in, like, live in a monastery where that was naturally protected by your environment, that would be one thing. But your mission, though, is to bring it out into the world with Leo. You guys are so chill to hang in the back, too. Like, you are. This is like, I feel like this group, you could express your opinion and someone would be like some nastier person would be like, well, I'm not curious at all about things. And so this is actually this. And you would be like, oh, I never really thought of it like that, you know? Or, yeah, thank you for sharing that with me. Like, you have that kind of, you're very non-attached to things, but you trust your own mental processes too. It's a really, this is great. Falling. Look, she looks like she's falling, but she's actually in a yoga hammock. Okay. Those of you, and inversions are not safe for everyone, and I am not a physician, so I'm not trying to give you medical advice, but maybe if inversions are a thing that you're interested in, or you have one of those sweet inversion tables, I'm so jealous of you, maybe you want to do some inversions. I don't know. Okay. Don't worry, you may fear you are falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. Are you sensing parts of your life flying away from you, out of control, as the momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves? Laugh, cry, celebrate, and ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you are likely a perfectly ripe fruit falling from the universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost and you'll end up on the ground, having to decay and go to seed in order to start the whole process again. This is not so bad, but what a shame if your sweet nectar was not to be savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juicy fruit. It's gonna move ya. That ever was. So fall. You'll end up exactly where you're meant to be. By the way, my brain is where like early 2000s advertisements go to die, so I just apologize for that. Okay, the oracle contains a message for you. You are being called closer to divine union and into fulfillment of your destiny now. It's safe for you to trust what is happening. I was telling you this is all about trust and surrender. Go with it. It might seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith. It's the right timing for that. It's your time to give yourself in love without holding back anything of yourself. And then the poem is it wrong to love, to feel what I hold inside? The answer must wait. So yeah, you have like waiting kind of pause energy, but you are falling. Also, Alicia Keys' Falling just came to my head. So maybe that's, I keep falling in and out of love with you. So some of you guys, you're surrendering like someone that was two-sided and a player energy, and it's actually caused you a lot of pain and heartbreak, but it's actually kept you in like spinning your wheels in some way. So you're being asked to cut that out too. That's like a side message here. Because you actually are, I love this energy with this Cancer energy. This is the seat of power. You're building your seat of power here. And then you're going to jump into it with the Leo energy. And I feel like all you really need to do is close yourself in and block out. This is a leadership pile when it comes to spirit and intuition. Not everyone is given access to you. This is important, pile number 2. You are not to be listening to a lot of people. They're I don't mean to sound rude or condescending. They're behind. They're behind you. You know, like you ever do that thing where you're like, this one thing makes sense, and then you learn something else and you're like, oh, but then I can see the truth of this other thing. And then you learn something else and you're like, oh, but then what about this? And you realize that, well, those Neil deGrasse Tyson commercials where he's like, the most dangerous thing in the world is knowing enough about a topic to think that you know a lot more than you do. Some people, they mean well, and you have such a tender, loving heart, and you value people so much that you really do listen to a lot of people and what they have to say, but Spirit's saying, I need to talk to you directly. I need to talk to you directly, is what this is saying. So I feel like, yeah, you're building up some kind of a home here, and you're going to be asked to go a different way. And that's what you're building up here. That's what you're building up, is the ability to go a different way when Spirit calls it, because Spirit's gonna call it. All right, so yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 2, this was very inspiring. I can't wait to see. You're right on the precipice of something, and it's going to be very, very stable, whatever this is, but it's requiring a letting go, and it's very non-traditional. But it's also going to be very protected, and that's the thing. That's why you got to build up this shell, because whatever this is, it's going to be a little tiny little seed, and you got to protect it, like a flamingo protecting itself from all the toxins. Anyways, so that's what I have for you guys. If that resonated, please, I would love to know about that in the comments. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not done that. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye. Pile number 3, this is so beautiful. So I've just been noticing lately that there's been a strong connection between piles 1 and 3. So maybe some of you guys were resonating with pile number 1, because the message is a little bit similar. But I get that Ingrid Michael song, welcome to the freak show, come step into my world, built it for myself, hung all my memories on the wall. This is like somebody you're supposed to be very, very different. And for some of you guys, you're having a calling or a realization that you need to leave home, you need to step away from a mother figure, an empress figure, and it might be coming in quite suddenly. But for some of you guys, with this synergy card, you're being asked to tend to the people around you. And for some of you, you just don't fit in, and you're not meant to fit in. you know, Uranus energy is our freak flag energy, but this is going to be a big, big energy for you this year because we have that Saturn, Uranus square energy, and it's going to come into alignment 3 times this year. So I do feel like you're going to start to wonder if you belong where you are, or you're going to want to start deviating from your homeland. Some of you guys, there's a very controlling mother figure around, and you know that it would break her heart if you had to walk away from something, but you feel like you need to. It's almost like you have to. The impetus to leave is just too strong. And you're being asked to lean into your own fulfillment in some way with the 9 of Cups. And for some of you guys, maybe you'll win an award or something, and that's going to allow you to move away from something. You're going to have like a wish come true. You're going to get something, and it's going to, like, a job opportunity, like I said, an award or something, but it's going to bring you some kind of opportunity here. I feel like you're going to start to realize that for your own growth, you need to make some changes. You need to cut things out. This to me is also the energy of Critica, which that was coming out in pile number 1, 2. Critica is the one who cuts, and you have the Ace of Swords here. And Critica is an energy that purifies, and through burning, through fire. Critica is the very first sun-ruled nakshatra, and it is a lot of times the orphan. So some of you guys, like cutting the umbilical cord is what I'm getting, because you're starting to receive messages. This is a strong energy of a calling that you need to walk away from something traditional in order to fulfill yourself here, in order to really bloom and blossom. And you're just kind of starting to realize that. You're getting a lot of mental clarity about a woman in your life, I feel like. So yeah, and it's going to take courage to cut off from whatever this is, or to admit that some of you guys, it's like you just don't want to be the good girl anymore or the good guy anymore. You want to be yourself. So the energy to embrace is this transformation energy with Pluto. And Pluto's all these repressed desires that you've had, because whatever it is, it's going to make you masterful in something. This is a very, very smart pile. Very smart. And you are, you have a very protective kind of an energy, and I feel like there's something you're very passionate about, and you get passionate. So maybe something happens to where you experience some kind of a loss, and you just get very passionate about doing something about it. And because whatever this is, it's very humanitarian with Uranus here, and you also have Angel helping those in need with no expectation of return. And then that return really stuck out to me. So it's like some of you guys, maybe you feel like some of you guys could be dealing with like a narcissistic mother figure or something, and you're going to go no contact, and it's like there's no need for a return, but it's going to take some courage. And yeah, some of you guys could realize that there's been some gossip here. Amongst a group of people. Maybe some of this happened online, and there's like a woman here and I feel like it's blocking your ability to grow, like choked out. I'm getting like choked out. So the energy to move away from is Neptune, confusion. And that stands at stark contrast with this Ace of Swords energy. I feel like you guys are getting a lot of clarity, you know, and I'm just using this as an example. Look, mentor, inability to allow the student to move on a role of master. Somebody's choking out your energy. A lot of times people who have narcissistic parents, and like especially narcissistic mothers, they'll look back and you're going to start remembering these memories. This is the information that you're getting clarity on. Some of you guys are talking with a therapist because you've experienced a loss or some kind of deep sadness, and you've had some kind of sudden realization about this, that this person was actually hurting your heart. A lot of times it can just be a really tough thing to face, that actually somebody was sabotaging you in a really subtle way, which is why I just recommend talking with someone who can help you, who's a neutral party and who knows their psyche with Pluto here, because it can help you have an objective perspective on somebody that is maybe harmful. So as these memories are coming up, I recommend journaling it, or like if you are working with a therapist, you know, you're going to get a lot of clarity. I feel like some of you guys are even going to have dreams. You're going to have a lot of memories coming up. This is issues from your childhood, and part of you, it's like you just want to move away. in whatever way that means for you. You know, it doesn't have to be physical distance, but the feeling of like, I just need to move away. There's a feeling of loss, of conflict, and of just being betrayed, and you need some kind of comforting. Yeah, it's almost like you just get the sense that if you're ever going to become the person that you want to become, you have to cut something out here. That on the surface looks beautiful, looks wonderful, looks harmonious, but at the end of the day is just choking things out. And it's not going to be easy. So with this shapeshifter, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. You guys have an uncanny ability to see potential. That's actually what half this spread is about, is seeing potential. I just feel like you need people who can see you and see the value in you and believe in you and aren't trying to, someone here I feel like is trying to sabotage you. Okay, so, and someone here has been projecting any image that serves their personal agenda in the moment. Some of them is because they want opportunities and money, and it's cost you something. And with the slave energy here, giving your willpower over to an external authority out of making your own choices, maybe that was the energy that you were in the past, but I just feel like you want to cut it off. You have 2 3s here. So this could deal with a community, this could deal with some kind of short trip, some kind of friends. Gossip is here. Maybe this person has been spreading some slander about you. Oh, I'm starting to get mad. Okay, Queen. I feel like, why do I feel like these are the shadow attributes that are coming out? Becoming arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. What can you tell me about this energy up here? I really don't like it. We have the moon here, an emblem of femininity here. It stands as a stark contrast to Venus. So I feel like the moon can actually get taken advantage of as a female energy. This is the Persephone myth where she gets sucked down to Hades. Look, you have Pluto energy here. But Venus stands at stark contrast. Venus is supposedly the more conscious lover. Venus will leave you if you don't treat Venus right? So I feel like some of you guys have been in that energy where you were just allowing someone, but I feel like it was also because you were kept in a state of confusion because this person was shapeshifty all over the place. And maybe has a forked tongue is what I want to say. With gossip, this person is spreading some kind of gossip. There's got to be a sudden realization of this is what I feel like. So some of you guys, you become suddenly aware of this. And again, with all this Saturn squaring Uranus, you could suddenly become aware that this has been going on in the past and that it can't continue to go on because this person's been trying to sabotage you. So you got to get creative. You got to, okay, so I feel like with this shapeshifter energy, there is some kind of a danger here, I feel, for you. Because Pluto is a secretive energy and it's also strategic energy. But Pluto wins every time. Nothing goes on without Pluto's knowing, and nothing gets in or out of Hades without. And also Pluto has the helmet, the invisibility helmet. Okay, this is just a suggestion. There's something here about gossip, and I feel like you could very innocently, right, with this angel, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. But I feel like you could do that in order to find out what this person is saying. You could act ignorant of what this person has been doing or saying. Because this person paints themselves as an angel. I don't like this. Big betrayal energy here. Some of you guys have a family with this person, or to have the family that you're supposed to have. Because this is also the energy of like Purva Falguni, which is... Oh my gosh. Purva Falguni is like a creation energy. It is a mothering energy. It's somebody who's meant to have a family. But sometimes one of their faults can be that they don't see faults in the things that they create or the things that they love. And so I feel like you might have sudden hit of like it's a very... Purva Falguni is... I want to come back as that. They're just very creative people. They're very social. They're very lucky. They're very... abundant in all ways. And I feel like that's kind of what you're realizing about this person, but it's like coming at a cost, and it's coming through some kind of manipulation here. Maybe you're Purva Falguni and you just didn't want to see the bad side of this person, because they always try to see the positive. Hey. I don't want to take those jumpers, but what can you tell me about this energy up here that Powerful needs to be aware of? So for me, what this reading is all about, right? Like, how can you align with your life's purpose? You've got to cut this person off. Because your destiny involves children. It involves being a leader and a guide and a mentor. And this person could be like ruining your reputation or something. And it's blocking your ability to see this higher cup because you have some kind of interesting helper, science-y, deep knowledge that you're angelic quality where you're supposed to be helping and you're supposed to be working with a group of people in order to bring about new energies into the world. For some of you guys, this is just your family. But for a lot of you other people out there, what am I saying? A lot of you other people out there, you know, this has to do with like online, it has to do with science, progress, with some kind of deep knowledge that you have and helping those in need with no expectation of return. But this person wants something in return and they'll manipulate in order to get it. I feel like it's just at odds with your energy. It's almost like that's why you were blinded to it, is because that's not how you run things. So I feel like Neptune is cameras, so maybe be careful. Anyways, with this, Neptune can be a very diluting energy. It can also be a very spiritual energy. So it's like, it's a toss-up, one or the other. This person can be weaponizing spirituality in a way that's inappropriate in order to keep people under their thumb, imparting false instruction. This person's a false prophet. I'm starting to get angry. Death. Yeah, this needs to end so that something else can come in. And I feel like if you do let go of this, then there's going to be some really amazing energies that come rushing in. So some of you guys, this is a wife. This is a mother. This is somebody I feel like close to you, or this is a boss, or somebody around you in the community that's has a very feminine side to them that everybody seems to like. This person's very controlling though. They're I don't like this. So it's going to take some kind of courage. And the reason is because you've got to leave. And why? Because a tower moment's going to come. You don't want this person's going to betray you. They've been betraying you. It's going to get bad. You have a tower moment coming. So it's saying you call it or it's going to call itself. This is the lightning bolts or Uranus energy here as well. So you need to stand in your power here. What else do you need to do? What's the advice for this pile? I'm sorry. I'm starting to get I'm sorry. I don't like this. I just don't. Emperor. Okay, so stand in your power here. You have a bit of reprieve coming. You have a lot of maybe awards or accolades or something like that. You're very accomplished, and it's saying just stand in that. But defend yourself. In what way? Okay. Taking on the burden of ending this cycle. Oh yeah, cutting it out. Cutting it out. The Queen of Swords has notoriously been betrayed. She's been through a lot, but she's learned her lessons. She gets clear. She uses the sword. Some of you guys have Critica energy. You also have, or you're Swati, because both of those are the swords, where you're cutting out energy here. And if you're Swati, some of you guys really could be Swati, because that Swati energy is learning. It's the master of the material world. A lot of times it's very wealthy based on some kind of intelligence, very wealthy. But it learns, it draws in some snakes, and then it learns that it's not the end all be all. And then from there, they have something big to achieve in the world. Because from Swati, you go into Vishaka, which is like, you can achieve all the goals you want. Oh boy. Let's get, yeah, this is karmic and probably involving some kind of a contract here, soul contract at the very least. But yeah, you're being asked to burn through this. And I keep wanting to say snake. But this here to me is the energy of Uttara Ashada, which is the height of the sun. It's unstoppable victory, and it's the only energy in the zodiac that does not have a counterpart. So it's highly, highly independent. It's very focused on its career, and it's ruled by the mongoose that eats the snake. It eats the lower natures. It eats the deceptive natures. And there could be some kind of occult powers going on here. Because this person's super shifty and they're keeping everybody somehow under a haze. But so be careful. But you're showing up in the energy of Uttara Ashada, somebody who can overcome that. And it is the undefeatable one. So I feel like if this is, I would love to know if this resonates, because I would like to hate this person with you. I'm kidding. We're going to keep ourselves high vibrational. Okay, let's get a message. Okay, some of you guys, this person's like weaponizing information about a group, and that they're spreading gossip. And so part of where you're going with this is awakening consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust, where you might have to call this person out. Like, why are you talking about so-and-so behind their back? This person's blocking incoming messages. That could be literally, or that could be from spirit. Like, there's some way this person's really affecting the energy of a group, the energy around you. Hidden beauty. Okay. You are glimpsing beauty, and yet there is more to be revealed. There is more than what you are currently seeing with this person. To attempt to force the vision would prevent you from seeing what's being revealed. Be patient and look more closely. Soften your heart and ask to be shown the beauty in the situation that is being shown to you. Wait and let the vision come alive. You shall witness what was once hidden. This oracle brings you a suggestion. Okay, I kind of feel like this is flipped, where beauty is hiding something else. This oracle brings you a suggestion from divine guidance. You may think you see the whole picture, but if you look deeper, you shall see something that brings you much joy, hope, and reassurance. There is a more beautiful perspective here that affirms and nourishes you and all involved in the situations of your life that are puzzling you at present. Take heed and relax. All is as is meant to be, and soon you too will be able to see. Yeah, there's something that you can't see here. I want to get another... That was really short, and I kind of feel like it was flipped, but I just want to make sure I'm on the right track with this message. I feel like it's also your own beauty. Maybe there's something you're relying on this person for, but maybe it's communication, charismatic communication, loving something. This Venus with fire is always very charismatic. Venus sits in the middle of the fire signs. So this person, this energy here could be very fiery, and they stand at stark contrast to you. And you feel like you can't do that, but you absolutely can do that. Heart of God. And it's a 9. All right, you are part of something profound, a divine calling and a privilege. It is a role of an inspiratrix or inspirator. Okay. Am I the only person who has never heard of those words before? Inspiratrix? Anyways, okay, the women and men who have hearts capable of bliss. Bliss is what we feel when we let God in. The heart opens and we cannot speak for the sensation of it. It cannot be described. Great hearts can tolerate mystery. They can bear the enormity of divine bliss beyond analysis and description and simply be. You don't have to do anything with it, you see. To be the inspiration is to have a heart open to the divine. It's a life calling. Your heart is an inspirational force to be loved, recognized, and protected for the precious catalyst of divine awakening that it is. Be led by your heart. God is in it, speaking through it, calling you forth to love. And the love that flows through your heart filters out through your toes, dripping on those beneath you as stars falling from the heaven. This oracle holds a message for you, direct from the divine. You have a sacred purpose to fulfill upon this earth, and it is all sorted out. This situation, this issue, this awakening that you seek and are living even now is held lovingly in the hands of the divine creator. The creator says to you, leave it with me. It's all unfolding in perfection. I am alive in your heart. I am your heart. Okay, so I feel like there's something here about this person that is karmic. Carrying the energy of Saturn, which is restriction. And it's like a very difficult lesson. And with all of this heart energy, and this heart is being stabbed, and then you've got the Ace of Swords here, I just feel like something here has broken your heart, and it could be this person. And you are receiving messages. I feel like there's something here where it's like you don't think that you can be in this energy. There's something about this person or this side of you that you want to show that's more charismatic, that you're having low self-esteem about, but you're realizing kind of where that's coming from. I just feel like for a lot of you, there's a nasty woman here. But you have your own hidden beauty. So some of this has the energy of like a Cinderella situation where somebody's trying to keep you down. Somebody's trying to make you feel less than. And I feel like you're just going to have enough of it. And maybe something does need to come to an end here. Some of you, it's telling you to hire like a really good lawyer that has a lot of good reputation or something. But yeah, with the synergy card, the gist of this, like how you can step into your divine purpose, is to find the people around you, because I just feel like maybe this image of perfection that you feel like you need to be, some of you guys want to be more in the background anyways, and you can be, and it's about finding your people, finding your place, having the courage to do that. All right, well, I guess I'm going to leave that there. I know this is, I can't shake that something's off about this. Please tell me in the comments. Anyways, I wish you guys the best of luck, and thank you for watching. Bye.